week 18. Let's start at the bottom this time. Last week we saw that there was a ceiling here around 1.10, 200, between something like that. So then we extended out of it, which could be confusing to think that we are in buys. At the 4 hour, this is just one candle popping out and then an engulfing right after. So when you look at the daily, that creates your wick. 4 hour gets engulfing. On the hourly, this looks like this. So how to measure that? I just measure the last highs. If they become slower and not a lot higher after each other, you can say that you are forming a base. And that base you can see through the channels. I just take it from the last low and connect the dots. So we were hovering here. If you look at the 4 hour, these are all duplication. The flags, 1 duplication, 2 duplication, 3 duplication. So now if we copy paste this one again, then we will be above the, so there might still be a spike up because now we are in the 50%. But this is going out of the duplication channel where we first had our reaction, but now we broke highs. So we could get going for a while now. Same for Australian dollar, American dollar. We broke out of this 0.66 zone. Had a few touches, a few highs here, but now we have this big closure in the wick area. So above this one. So now we need to see if we can close here, but we were out of this declining channel. This can go away. This was eventually too steep to go, so this is just, yeah, you could, with another channel, you could form the edges and then see. Well, let's see how that turned out. But we have a nice reaction on this line here. If you look at the hourly, there is still room for something to happen here. And the Swiss franc, from last week we spiked away here. Nothing too interesting here actually going on. Just seeing if we can respect this channel here. This is still a little bit in the making. Sometimes I just also put the channels on and see if they get respected or if we form something out of it. You will see an euro cut that was the case. NZD cut was very nice. Respecting this channel for quite some time. Heading for the top of this one. So we have two bottoms here. We have the 50% where we had reactions from. And now we are having this spike up. So some retest first would be nice. Because this is too wild, I would say, but on the 30-minute that looks, how many times could you duplicate that? No. This will not go to the 50% of the third. No. So that's not nice. Then we don't do that. If it doesn't fit the picture, just get rid of it. So our last reaction was this was a nice declining channel forming, but we broke out of it. So now we need to see where we're gonna retest this. Is it gonna be this line? Is it gonna be this base here, where there was some accumulation, or are we going for these lowers here? Let's see how that plays out. Yeah, USD Swiss franc, that was just lovely. 3 times the duplication of the declining channel that I was making here. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. I marked this top out because it hits the top of this ascending channel, and then on the 4 hour you would see that will match beautifully the picture. It did, and then it just fell down to the bottom of the last support at 0.90. So now let's see if we're going to bounce from here. Are we going a little bit lower to bounce from these levels here? We're going to see what happens. Use the GPY. So this is for all the yen pairs. Let's first go to the basket. to understand what's happening. This channel you will see in all forms, but just the other way on the end pair. So let's go first to daily. We have this massive channel. You have this massive channel here, 2 tops here, going down. The whole year, going down, going down. We have these 3 touches here at this bottom of this channel. And now we touch here again with one big fat bear candle right under it. Not a big wick, so that means that there is still some sell pressure going on there. And then we wicked away where the buyers, we think that's the Bank of Japan, intervened. And everything rose. So from here you have the impulse, then you have this, yeah, I don't know how to map it out, but you can see that it's kind of a flag in the making, and then all this little shit is just waiting until it pops. With these pops, retests, pops up, we can see that Euro GPY. This was last week where we were. Last week we opened with a gap up and then rose to fall then how many percent from the body to the last 3%, and that's across the board. And it creates, as we saw in the basket, spike up, flag down, spike up, flag down, spike up. This is spike down, flag up, spike down, flag up, spike down, and then just accumulation. The beauty about this, all the spikes happen within the channel lines. So the body closures are above the 50% at the bottom of these channels, third duplication. If you then connect a declining channel with it, and then you find the bottom of the rising channels and the declining channels, then you have entries. But this was just too messy. This would be catching a falling knife, these wicks. So now we're gonna wait until the market matures a bit, because I still think that we need to go higher here and that we might see a rise in these currencies. CAD yen, same story. Within the channel lines. Ascending channel, 1 touch, 2 touch, yeah, breakout touch, which created the duplication of the second channel up. And then when it comes down, it closes above the bottom of the first ascending channel, which is also the bottom of the range channel where it was in before we had this pop out up. That's how you can connect the dots. Australian dollar and Japanese yen, same story. Goes up, hits duplication channels, goes back down, but finds bottom at the channel where it popped out from. So if it doesn't break the lows where it comes from, then this could tell that the basket is actually not done yet. And that this might just be some savior, because here we are again, right before the breakout started. So if this doesn't go higher, we will see that all these yen pair are gonna bounce. Very, very, very interesting. We are not breaking bottoms. We are not breaking last recent swing points bottoms. We are all staying on 4 hour within the last lows where it started. And I think with these hourly channels, if we can find some matching pieces, that could be very interesting. Also USD GPY, I think last week we were here or something, and then we had this pop-up, and then we keep breaking, but it doesn't break again the resistance before the pop-up. So if it would really crash, I think that we would break under these levels, which we don't. EuroCAD. Yeah, from last week we were here. We touched the next thing up, we had the sell, we had a bottom here, and then we had a first reaction, big candle down, but we respected this ascending line, which you could draw from here, and then you just go from the last high to the bottom and extend it, and then we came here. You can actually also could do it from here. See where that matches out. Not the cleanest, but okay. 3 touches here. You have your touch here. We are going. Oh wait, you could actually match that also. You need to wiggle a little bit around. See where it touches. see where it fits, see what it respects. So you have the declining channel, breakout. We had a bottom here at the 50%, which was then the second touch of the ascending channel. Rising above it, big engulfing, which created on the 4 hour, big fat wick, which tricks you into sellers. And then you know sellers are there, then you have the retest. The retest of the outbreak of this channel. So actually we could now duplicate that one. And put it there and see where we go. From there. Then might sell it here. At the 500 level, because I think this was also the 640, 500. So you see that it reacts on the 500 level. It likes 500. So now we have an ascending channel. We broke the last top here, so now we create a bottom here, so this can... Still within the range of this bigger leg of the bigger channel. We are still in here, but you see this is generally rising pretty nicely. I thought that we were gonna go a little bit lower to 46,300, but yeah, we wicked away from here and I saw it happen to pop up to the Euro USD. So the trade of this week was short Euro USD. I thought we have multiple spikes here, we have a channel that is respecting, but I was still aware of this area here, and with the dollar still, you know, at this zone, multiple touches, I thought that we would respect here and bounce off, and that would create the bounce lower for Euro USD in this bigger channel. Also on the 4 hour, we were hovering around. Yeah, it was not the best trade, but we were not creating new higher highs. So I thought that this was the exhaustion candle, little pushback, but this was just a pullback to go higher again. So this can, I don't know if I took a picture, so I'm gonna leave it here now. But this was clean, because this was just creating a new channel. Pop up here, respecting, not creating the lower low here. Then you could see the channel going up, engulfing here on the 50%, and then breaking the highs and going higher to this zone here with the wick. You could see that it was actually necessary to go there. And then on the 4 hour, you could see that this was also a major duplication, but not the cleanest one because of this. So yeah, now we're gonna see how we're gonna react from here if the dollar keeps. Because if I can... You see what I mean? We break this declining channel, but we are resting on a new bottom of the ascending channel, and we cleaned this candle here with this wick. So we might go lower here from here. Pound Australian dollar. I am long here. I was first trying to get long here because I thought, okay, I believe this is more clean. Last week we were seeing this declining channel being formed. Okay, we rose above it, push up, hit the duplication exactly on that channel, and then went down again. So I thought that we would rebound off here, like this, and creating a channel going higher to this candle. I think we still need to hit it here. And that was also my idea for GBP Swiss pound, but GA always is a little bit behind. They move faster than the rest. So what did we have here? We had this ascending channel, the duplication of it to the downside. We had a clear support here, and around the round number is 1.14. So with this wick here, I mean, this is just, this wick was during the news and closed above the bottom of that channel, also above the ceiling of that. So yeah, I think we still need to clean this candle here and then maybe break higher. Gold is still sloping to the downside, waiting for that pop-up, I think. Oil kept going lower. Last week, I thought that we were gonna rise here. We didn't break the high, double top, and went lower. So that's it for this week.